And today is the day. Get ready to take this bad boy down right here. I had to do it while my grandson not here. So plenty of leaves and all that stuff done fell off up in there. So first thing is to clean the big stuff out. Get the little stuff out and then drain it. Let it start draining, which shouldn't take too long at all. So there goes nothing. The leaves have been falling, so I ain't been out here in a good few days because pool season has been over. I just ain't been had time to clean it out and shut it down, put it away like I need to. So let's go ahead and get to it now. Unfortunately, I gotta go a little backwards here. I don't want to drain the pool with all these big pieces of leaves in there. So I'm gonna go through and let the vacuum pull those out of there. And I say it's a little backwards because the way this vacuum works is using the water to suck it out, so it's filling the pool. Well, that's okay. You can see the leaves going in there, so that's what I want. The leaves out first, and then I'll go for that little stuff, and then I'll drain it. Some of this stuff in here is so big that I'm just gonna have to use the net to reach down and grab it, because I don't want to damage my vacuum. If I'd have came out here a couple of days ago, this much stuff wouldn't have got in there because it is under the tree. It was in the perfect position for the summer because it got so much shade and it got so much sun. That way we didn't get no buildup of algae. But it's not the spot for it to be now, so it's the reason why it's going to come up today, why I have a decent day of weather. It's nice and warm out. And see, like here, that's tree bark, and I don't know what the heck those big things are. Look like probably some nuts or something that the squirrels drop from above when they were up there eating, and they just let it drop down. So we'll get that out too. So I'm not going to shut the water off. I'm just going to switch it from the leaf bag to the sock. And just go ahead and get up this little stuff. Woo. That water is cold. Most definitely not pool season if you don't have a heater, which I don't. And I'm going to go ahead and get up this small stuff. Like this little vacuum, it only costs $25 and it's very, very efficient. Works just great for a small pool like this. Alright, so I got the little stuff out. So just go ahead and and probably want to hurry up and secure that. I don't need the pool filling up anymore. And then I'll just go ahead and get the rest of this big stuff with the manual Swift. And that's how much junk was in there. All those leaves that fell in there, and that was a small dirt. Nasty crud that fell in there. So I'll clean that out when it's draining. See, this bee keep flying around here. Like he just wanted that. I already got one of his partners done drowned in here. And he trying to sting me. We got acorns and everything up in there. This bee is gonna make me kill him, because what he's not gonna do is sting me. Either way it goes, he died. I don't figure why he just don't fly away. We're gonna find out what that's a big old piece of bark over there. Yep, big piece of bark. Try to get as much of that small stuff out of there as I can, so once the pool is just about empty, I won't have too much cleaning of it to do, because I don't know if any algae built up in here or not. I can't tell, but I know by the feel of the pool if it's slimy, then I'm going to have to clean it a little bit. I'll just use a little dish soap and bleach to do that, and then turn over and let it drain and dry out. And you want to get as much stuff out of there as possible, because you don't want anything poking it once you let all that water out. I don't want any holes in the liner. I want to get a bigger pool for next year, but who's to say? Might keep this one too, because I still have nieces and nephews who are little. They come over from time to time, and they may, they mom and dad may not want them in a bigger pool, or they may be afraid of a bigger pool. So they hang on to this little one to see how that works. Leave the camera over here, because I'm getting ready to let that water out now. Gonna disconnect the filter and the hoses. And then I use the same filter all year. I never bought a new one. I just kept blowing it out, and that's what I'm going to do now. Store it, let it dry, and store it away. See? And about just as clean and white as it was. And I'm going to open that bottom plug too, so we can just go ahead and just drain all out. Then I can go, yeah, I'm going to grab the boxes so I can pull the poles out as it goes down. I'm going to cap those two sides right there that's open, because they're starting to make a little mud hole, and I don't want that. So I had to come back out here every now and then and check on it so that the poles don't collapse in the pool. Don't want the top of it. The top of those poles, see, they have a little piece right there. It's not sharp, but it's hard, and that's hard enough to scratch that liner, so I don't want it to fall inside. So periodically I have to come out here and keep checking on it. By having, I want that one closed too, because it was getting too much water out here. I want the water to pretty much flow out that way. See how it's going there? Pool was strategically placed there for that reason. From watching videos of other people, setting their pools up and saying that, to make sure that wherever your pool sat, make sure that it was close to the drainage. So that's draining just perfectly. Right over there, just like a little river. And then it's helping create the barrier for all that brush I gotta burn. I'm gonna light that up probably tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe no. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow, because that burn is gonna take a while. It's gonna take a little while, and I'm gonna have to be out here the entire time. So I'll be out periodically to check on that draining, and then I'll set things to the side so they can air out, and then I could put it back in the box. Hopefully this will dry out enough to where I could put the entire pool in the box tonight. But if not, before tonight, I mean. But if not, it can sit out overnight, and then I'll do it tomorrow. Wipe out whatever little excess is in there, and then put it away tomorrow. So I got enough water running over that way. So I just took one of the hoses from the filter, stuck it on there, and just let it run back out that way. And that'll get a sufficient amount of water down up in there on this side over here. That way I can do my burn from the other side. Well, I can start the burn from the other side. And then I have the barrier here and there. And then I'll be with the water hose on that side. Because as it'll burn, all of it will settle right in the middle. And then I'll just shovel and push it up as I need to. And just let it burn. Like I said, that'll be a one-day burn. I'll just be out here all day with it. Smolders, whatever else. But it's going to need to go now. Because the leaves are getting ready to fall. And so I'm not going to have two messes in one place. So I'll burn the leaves too. So that's why I want to get all of this out the way. Because we have a significant amount of leaves that fall in our yard. I did cut some trees down over there. But we still got this big one. I cut some of the limbs off of here. But we still got those two big trees in the front. One of the big leaves fell off of that. I mean, one of the big branches fell off of that. But it's still a significant amount of leaves. And the front of our yard isn't fenced in. So we'll be getting leaves from the neighbors and whatever else blows around through the neighborhood. So it's doing pretty good with draining. So I'll come back out and check it again in a little bit to make sure that it's draining good and to snatch these poles up so they don't collapse on the inside and scratch the liner. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that's pretty low. Let's see how much these poles gonna get wet. I ain't trying to pull up on them and strain my back. Still got a little weight on it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it get below that sprocket. When it gets like halfway there, then I'll go ahead and pull the feet. And now so I'll tip one side, let the water run that way. Yeah, I'll start pulling the feet and the poles and see how I do from there. So I can pull up from the bottom and let the water continue to roll out that way. And then that way I could just turn it over. I would like to leave the frame in there to turn it over, but like I said, I can't risk this part scratching any other lining. And there's the bee again. I don't know why that bee want me. All right, let's see what we got again. And almost there. Let me see what she looks like. Start picking feet up. We're probably gonna need the hammer to pop him off. The feet on there pretty good. I'm gonna need to get my hammer. Alright, let's try this. Hey sir, how you doing? good bit. So I kept all the bags to everything. So I just put everything back in it. One of these go to the piece, one goes to the cover. The angles that keep the pole together. I think I got the wrong bag, but oh well. Can't remember if these here one pole or two. We're about to find out. I think it might have been two poles a piece. So those elbows gotta go back in the plastic too. And we'll get them before the water get on them. So they already dry. I hope I'm doing this right. I most definitely don't want to cause myself no double work, but it's two fitting in the bag. So it ain't how it's supposed to go. Then I just have some extra bags. Don't be. And why did these keep on flying around me like that? There's my other bag. This bag is for the elbows. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some cleaning with these. We got just Whatever the heck that is. I guess that's a little rust. Clean them out. I saw where some people would they put cornstarch on the inside of the poles so they don't rust. So I gotta rinse all this out. Let it lay out and dry. And then I'll get some cornstarch like everybody else is doing, since it seems to keep their poles from rusting. But for now, the main thing is to get the poles out in the pool over so it can drain. I would rather grease these poles than cornstarch them. All right, let's see about getting this turned over. I don't want to be dragging it too much to rip it, so I'm going to spray off the tarp and pull it back over the tarp to let it finish drying, airing out that way. And if you can see, that tarp did a pretty good job of keeping the grass out. Only a little bit of it came in. It's been down for 2.5, almost 3 months. Not gonna be able to get all the dirt off, but as much as I can. So I'm going to use one of the poles, one of the feet, to push that up there so it can dry and get that foot in there. Wrong way. It sure would. Oh. If I had some help, if I'd have been here, if somebody would have been here with me, we just turned that thing over while the legs were still in there, but by myself. So I had to do my best with what I could do. Yeah, that would have been a whole lot better to turn it over while the legs were still in there. But like I said, I'm by myself today, so that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna get some cornstarch after the stuff dries. Um, these were already dry. Just got some water on the outside of the bags. They're fine, but these I'm gonna rinse these out because they have some rust on the inside. Let them dry out real good, and then get some cornstarch on them so they won't rust. So that's pretty much it until next year. Easy, easy takedown. Could have been quicker if I had some more hands out here, but I made do by myself. So, and I was real careful about hanging it up on a cut off tree branch so it don't rip. And I'm gonna use the same leg to bring it down so it doesn't rip. I let it hang there and dry for a while and wipe out whatever excess is in there and fold it away. And then it goes in storage for next year. See y'all next year.